Right, so I'm in my local host 3000. You can't see it because that part of the screen is cut off. But I'm in localhost 3000 and I'm sharing a website that I built with this new tool that's taking the AI development, SEO, every kind of industry, I think, in website world by storm. And it's an absolutely amazing tool. It's been around a week. As I said, I've been playing around with it for around a week and it's just been amazing. It's been insane. So it feels like it's been longer than a week because I've just every single day I've been in there and I've put the hours in. I've been in there. I've been in this whole rabbit hole. That's what I do. I find something and then I'm like, oh my god, this is just incredible. And then I'm in the rabbit hole and I've been in the rabbit hole and what a fabulous rabbit hole it's been. It's been amazing. So anyway, this is the second thing. No, this is the third thing I built with bolt.new. So my workflow now, I'm kind of getting comfortable with bolt.new to do the scaffolding, so the MVP, to build it how I want it, to get things into place. They have made some changes with the token, how the tokens work, preserving your tokens. But I find that I can fine tune a lot better when I take it out. So get it how I want it. The structure, just pretty much everything from a really good prompt. And that's something I guess I need to talk about, but get it how I want it, take it out and then put it into, I used to use VS Code. I just started getting comfortable with VS Code. And then somebody in my comments in Twitter told me about bolt.new and I have not looked back. So I had to go back and tell him thanks again because just wow. But so from VS Code as a complete noob, so no development skills, like minimal. I won't say no because I have built things before, but mostly with the help of ChatGPT just to get little components like added things, functions and whatnot. But basic understanding, not a pro developer by any stretch of the word. But so going over from, oh my God, VS Code is kind of cool to wow, which is what's happened to me. And I've been able to build four. I say this is my third, but I've built four different things. And each time I've learned something more. So this is, even though this is my third, this is the best. I've not built out the fourth one. So I have this one and the first one, which are pretty much ready to go, but I'm running into, I say pretty much ready to go. This one's not. I wanted it to be ready on the weekend. I wanted the other one to be ready on the weekend, which is in 2 days. But neither of them will be ready in the next 2 days because the more you go, the more you want to go. So it's like, okay, I can do this, so I can probably do something else. And I'm just babbling because I'm so excited. I should have been showing you bolt.new, but by now you've probably seen a bunch of videos anyway. If you haven't, go and check them out. Really good, really good. So this is what I've built, and this is a platform for homeschool parents who, like me, they are doing a bunch of different things. I've got children, I'm a mum, I'm a wife, I run a business, I work, I've got a bunch of things going on, and being organized is not my strong point. So getting organized, having everything in one place, your lesson plans, being able to do reports and keep a log if everybody doesn't want to be on social media. So keeping reports of what's going on in your children's life, tagging your children, having them all in a dashboard. This is something that I truly believe will be invaluable to many homeschool parents. So I'm in the field, I do it. I know I need it, so I'm able to build the things that I know another parent would appreciate. And this is where this came from. I was already building thingy generators, lesson plan generators. I built a lot of the tools that I've included in the dashboard for my homeschool website. So when this bolt.new came out and this opportunity came out, I was like, this is the tool I've dreamt of for many years. I mean, such a nerd, but this is the tool I've dreamt of for many, many years, way back in the day when I made Mentor My Child. I think it was in like 2012 or 2013. And I paid this team on Upwork, I think it was called something else then, to make a terrible, terrible site, terrible CRM, terrible CMS. Sorry, I get those confused. Everything was really bad, and it cost me like £3,000, and it still didn't do what I needed it to do to be here, and like I could build that site in a week. So yeah, these are things I've dreamt about. So anyway, so far I've built out this is the landing page. I've actually managed to set up the Stripe subscriptions. This pricing is not what I chose, so I'm not sure why AI has taken it upon itself to change that and to change the names of the tiers as well. That's a bit weird. See, these are the tiers and these are the things it offers. So in some prompt it done that, which is what you have to be careful of. But basically this is the structure of the site. Very, very basic, but very clean, very simple. Again, designing's not my strong point. Would have taken some time to build this in WordPress. And but the parents can sign up, log in, and then they have their dashboard. And this is where I'm at now. So I'm just nowhere near complete. I'm still building it out. But you'll add your children. You can add your children and edit their details. So like what kind of learner they are, what they're interested in, and all kinds of stuff. And again, still building it out, but we've got this feed, you can tell it in natural language, I want to add this feature. So I know I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles per hour and I'm jumping because that's how my brain just jumps from thing to thing. But having a really good prompt to begin with is probably the biggest thing I would say to get the structure that you like. But then the iterations is where you're going to bring it to life. The iterations is where all the magic happens. And for me, I don't think I can bring it into this window. And for me, that's been where I've paired bolt.new up with windsurf. Is it called windsurf? Windsurf. I don't know if it's windsurf AI, but windsurf has been the game changer for me because the kind of web apps that I'm building, they're not just the kind of visit, here's a fun thing and go. These are like the things that have been sitting in my mind. I've told myself, okay, when I've got 50K to put into a new project, this is probably what I'll do. They're not things that I've thought I could just like spin up now. And that's been really inspiring to me. So that's the main thing that we've got with these tools. We can do anything. That's almost what it feels like. You can do anything. So I'm really, really loving this. But yeah, so with windsurf, I can't show it anyway because it's got all the files and stuff. But windsurf is more, it just looks like VS Code. I think it's just like a fork of VS Code with these other AI trained things going on. And I don't know how all of that GitHub stuff works. Again, I'm forced to learn about it now because of what I'm doing, which is, it's always evaded me, but now I'm having to force myself to learn about that, learn about connecting it to Supabase and all kinds of things that you have to do if you want to build a functional web app and not just like a front page kind of blog where people read and go. And that's really why I wanted to do this video, because a lot of people that are going to be on my channel are going to be people from SEO, following along with like making sites and all of those things, blogging. And in many ways that model is dead in a certain way. So the internet is the internet. It's not going anywhere. How people consume content has definitely changed and will continue to change. We even saw that when we were creating our blogs, where the internet was once blocks of text and then it became these bullet points, and then we had to start doing things to make it even more entertaining and to keep attention because people's attention spans are so small. So we saw a lot of that change. We had to format things differently to keep that retention. So the bolding and the spacing and the bullet points and the images and the videos and all the things to break up the text. We've just seen that how people consume content has changed anyway. So finding new ways and being innovative and finding new ways of delivering value has just changed. And I'm all here for it. I'm here for it because I love that. I love the fact that as these things change, the I won't say the competition, I say the digital landscape changes, and now we're having to find new ways of doing things, and it just pushes us really. So you can still be in the web space, you just have to start to think about the different ways that you can provide value. And because of all the changes in AI, for a lot of time it felt like AI was this thing and then it just killed all the writing. So it's like, oh, if everyone can generate text, then what's the point of writing? Everyone can generate text, so written word becomes less valuable. But then it's changed. So what AI is now able to do is like when it became, oh, wait a minute, AI can write code. It's not that great, but it can do certain things. And then it became, AI's gotten pretty good at writing code. So I can now add this in where it would have taken me this much time, or I would have had to hire this person. And then it's like, hey, AI can build things. It can build actual functional things. And then with human input and creativity, it can build some amazing things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to build due to financial constraints, or just like the iterations just wouldn't be possible, or they'd be really difficult. Because I've outsourced building tasks in the past, like plugins, different things I've had to outsource, and getting from your brain, from this is my concept or this is my draft, to getting another person, one hiring a good person, and then two, getting that person to understand your vision. That whole thing, that whole process, it never translates how you have it in your head. But then when you take these AI coding tools, bolt.new, windsurf, and the plethora of other ones, there's one called GPT-me that popped up on my feed the other day, I need to try it out. But all of these different things and the direction things are going in, you can now use these to, one, build out your vision, and then iterate it to the point where it looks exactly, if not exactly how you had it in your head, better, because you can see what's possible. And usually you're just limited to what can be done. It's like, okay, I don't want to give this developer too much to do. Like, this is my vision, but let's take baby steps. And you're still doing the baby steps of iteration, but you're seeing, okay, well, actually, maybe let's try and do this. Let's maybe add this feature box here. Let's, and that frees up a lot. That frees up a lot in many ways. So I'm rambling. I've probably just got to accept that I ramble. But another thing I was going to say on the front of SEO is that you can now, my footer is not showing up at the moment. I do need to go and fix that. But you can now do SEO all in one go. So, girl, do I need to put anything else? No, we need girl to show up immediately. There we go. I've got to build these out, curriculum, schedule, all of that stuff. Is that a problem? Why did it do that? Yeah, so let me take this. Let me see if I can fix this in real time. So this, I'm going to say this page shows up and disappears. Fix it. And this is me talking to windsurf, not bolt.new. But we might see something flash up on the screen as it fixes it. I'm not touching anything. I'm not coding. But I can see the screen analyzing different files and talking back to me. It's telling me, let me check the main reports. Let me check this. And then it's going to say something like, I see what the problem is. Or it says, I can see a few potential issues that could be causing the reports page to flash and disappear. The page is using use client, but might be having hydration issues with the initial state. The authentication middleware might not be properly protecting the root, and so on and so forth. And accept, because I'm sure you know what you're talking about. So let me refresh and see if it does anything. No, it didn't do anything, but we can go to inspect. And we've got a bunch of problems here. So I'm just going to copy some of these problems and just give it to it. Whoops. But if you're not lazy and you do actually know a bit more about code, then you can just look for the actual thing, and it helps to be able to prompt and to be able to use the error console to help it, to guide it. It says, okay, error occurred because Superbase client is missing something else, something, and that, and that, and that. Go to your Superbase project and click on the settings, and it walks you through things. So it knows its limitations a lot of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, and it will go ahead and do things you don't want it to do. But a lot of the time, it knows its limitations, and it will tell you, I can't just do this for you. You need to go here. But then it will tell you exactly what you need to do to fix it. So it's a huge learning curve, and one of the things that I think keeps it, why it still has a barrier to entry, is because for a lot of people it's going to be like, wow, this is amazing, this is fun, this is so cool, I can build this, and they will build the thing, but they'll build the very basic thing, and I guess it's kind of like blogging, because anybody can just put out any content, but what's the quality of it? And then the people that are going to go the extra mile and again sit here, I almost, no, I'm not gonna lie, I cried yesterday because there was an issue I've been working on for so long. I've been trying to get this thing sorted. It was kicking me out. I had this redirect loop. It was awful. It was horrible, and I felt like I just put so much time in. And I think a lot of people, when they get to those sort of hurdles with this stuff, they're just gonna just quit. It's just gonna be like, okay, I tried, I got it to a decent point, or this is my MVP. Maybe I'll hire someone now, or the project just sits in the later queue. And then there are the people who are going to iterate to death, and I believe I'm in that bucket where I've waited for something like this for so long that I know it's only going to get better, but I'm just going to keep iterating, and that's all you can really do. So I'm going to keep learning. I've been forced to learn so much, the database and the SQL. It's really been a time, but let me come off of this screen. But yeah, from an SEO standpoint, if you just think outside the box and think about how we already prompt with SEO, like if you're building topical maps or you're building content clusters, just think about the fact that you can still do that, but then tell it to build the pages, tell it to connect, tell it to include related articles. So at the bottom, for instance, you can just tell it to include related articles. And I'm still figuring out internal linking ways. I do have a few strategies I'm messing around with, but the beauty of being able to build such apps is that SEO is the afterthought. Well, I won't say the afterthought, because I'm building it to be structured SEO sound. So from a structural SEO perspective, it's going to be probably the best I've built, because I can now engineer it to be clean and the best. And up front, I can kind of build the structure, especially because I've got all the topics planned out. So I can structurally build it well. And then I'll just have a writer go in and just make sure everything is complete. So structurally, the AI is going to structure it for me, and then the writer is going to put it all together. And but just knowing that you can now kind of engineer that is just so exciting. It's just so exciting to me. So there's so much that can be done. And I'm going to register. The domain is already registered. I'm a bit concerned about putting an instance up this soon. I'm still working with the database. There are all kinds of things you need to figure out with like making sure it's secure, authentication. I've learned a bunch about middleware, which is what made me cry yesterday. The middleware was middlewaring, and it was horrible, man. It was so bad. But you learn, and you want to make sure, again, if you're going out of the box, something that you've not done before, you definitely want to make sure that you're ticking all the boxes before you just throw it online. But I love what's possible now with this. Personally, for this project, I already have about 300 people waiting because of the community that I'm in. So people are waiting for the thing. So if you do the research and you know the thing, you already have an idea because you've wanted something to solve that problem, and then you go and you make it. You're the best person to make it because you've already thought about the problem. And then you engage with the group or the audience, or you can really do a lot with it. So really excited. Big time ramble, but you could probably hear the excitement in my voice. You can probably hear it. I'm just so excited. It's a beautiful time to be. It's just a beautiful time to be.